the most invalidating experiences that you're going to have in this world, when you're dealing with people, especially like when it comes to forgiveness. Like a lot of people, they think that forgiveness and reconciliation are the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like they think that they're the same in the sense that, like, when you talk about forgiveness, forgiveness is about letting stuff go in the sense of not holding grudges necessarily against people. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's like where forgiveness, where you release people, you forgive people for yourself, not necessarily even for the other person, but you are releasing yourself from that energy of hating and then wanting to go and get back at people and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. Like you can forgive people, but you don't reconcile. And reconciliation means that y'all are getting back together in some capacity. Sometimes reconciliation means that everything goes back to normal, whereas on the other side of the spectrum, it's very limited interaction with certain people or individuals. Um, you know what I mean? Like that is reconciliation. But people, they sit there and then they fuse the two together. They say that the forgiveness and the reconciliation needs to go hand in hand. And also, we got these vague sayings in this, our new day and age, is that like, oh, you should forgive and forget. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, oftentimes when you forgive and forget, a lot of people, they don't sit there and then they change their behavior and do something better by you. You know what I mean? Like people will know that they did something wrong towards you, and they don't care. They just keep on doing it. You know what I mean? Like they keep on doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And oftentimes you could be a type of person where you really got love for people out here in these streets. Like you actually got love for people, and you don't want to cut them off. You don't want them remove them up out your life. So you try to work with them. You try to explain these things. You try to do it over and over till you blue in the face. And people, they sit there and then they just play that, like they take that as weakness. They don't accept the forgiveness that you give and understand the gravity of why you're doing what you're doing. It's like a lot of people just sit there and think that you're weak because of it, and then they just keep on doing whatever they're doing. But then when you get up and then you leave, you forgive, but you do not reconcile, because people have clearly shown you that they're not there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like people expect you to sit there and keep on taking a cup of poison from people and keep on drinking it, and then it's like what people will do is they will invalidate you. They will invalidate what you're saying. They will make it seem as though like you are overreacting. They make it seem as though like you don't forgive, or whatever these people got to say. And it's extremely invalidating in the sense that like it's like people are denying the reality of what has happened towards you. They're denying like what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, like towards you. They're denying the feeling aspect, the feelings aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like life is about not only the actions but it's also the feelings. So it's like it's a balance in terms of the relationship that you have. Feelings are extremely important in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the new day and age where you need to save space, and so I'm not necessarily talking about like that. What I'm talking about is we are human beings, and people got feelings, they got emotions and things of that nature. That's why a lot of people, they be out here all over the doggone place, is because people, they be tearing people down through their damn emotions. You know what I'm saying? They tear people down through their emotions in some way, shape, or form. And so, yes, emotions to a certain degree when you're interacting with people is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you sit there and be with somebody that does not like you, that hates you, that's coming against you all the time, that has all this negativity and animosity? And the thing is, it's one thing if you doing that to other people. It's one thing if you're out there and you're doing those same things towards. You can give it that same energy out there into the world. The thing is, it's like you're not giving that stuff out to the world. And then it's like a lot of people, it's almost like they thinking that in their head that like people cannot do you wrong if they're, if they have this naive way of thinking. And everybody typically have this naive way of thinking that like because you don't do anything wrong, people, they don't do anything wrong towards you. And sometimes in your lifetime, again, it's an invalidating experience in the sense that you think, okay, well, maybe people was just doing stuff on accident. Well, maybe I need to do something on my end. And so you keep on trying to work it out in relationships. You keep on trying something different. And again, because you got so much love, you're willing to endure a lot with people in general. But it's like people, they don't care. They sit there and keep on stabbing you and laughing at you, looking at you like you stupid because you keep on allowing them to stab you. And then when you get up and you leave, everybody acting like you the big bad wolf. Everybody acting like you Adolf Hitler. Everybody acting like you're in the wrong. And a lot of people think that you're in the wrong. And it's like you can't win for losing. It's like they keep invalidating what you are going through. They can't. A lot of people, especially if they're not in the situation, they don't know the whole totality of it. They sit there and then they tell you these vague sayings. Oh, well, you should just forgive this way, or you should just forgive. Not even realize I have forgiven. I like it's like that. Like people don't under. I've forgiven. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Forgiveness does not mean we talk again another day in our lives. That does not mean what forgiveness is. I'm releasing that stuff. Like I'm not about to sit there and harbor hate against somebody. That's gonna tear me down. It's about letting go for myself, not even necessarily for the other person. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like genuinely, like, I don't want people to be out here hurting. I don't want these people to be down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to even hurt them with my absence. But the fact of the matter is, I got to protect myself, because if I don't protect myself, who gonna protect me? Nobody. Is clear that people, they have their own agendas. It's clear that they only want to do whatever makes them feel good, and they could care less about what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Like they can care less about how I'm being hurt in the process of whatever they're doing. It's like it's all self-centered. All this stuff is self-centered. People, they don't only care about their damn self. And then they get offended when you're not going back and forth and playing into this paradigm with them. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's like it's extremely invalidating, and it's it can provoke you to be angry. It can provoke you to be whatever. You can probably spaz out on people and stuff like that, because it's like people, they don't think in their brain, like they not thinking like they. I'm telling you, they will think there, sit there and think that you're just holding grudges. Like they think that you are not forgiving. I have forgiven. Like how the heck can I not forgive people, and I expect God to forgive me? You know what I'm saying? Like how in the world? Like I have to, like, I understand the importance of forgiveness. It's like just because I don't reconcile and go back and have it, have relationships how they were before, because I don't forgive and forget. People sit there and demonize you. They'll put you down and they'll say like, oh, like you just again, you just holding grudges. Like, oh, you doing too much. Oh, you just like cold hearted. People will do some of the most cold hearted things to you in every conceivable like way. Some of the most disrespectful, cold hearted things towards you. And then they got the nerve to sit around and turn around and then say that you're the cold hearted one, because you have to protect yourself. This ain't got nothing to do with hate. The reason why I don't reconcile, it has nothing to do with forgiveness. It has nothing to do with hate. It has everything to do with I need to protect myself. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like people, they acting like you're wrong for protecting yourself. And again, for you could be in so many cycles with so many toxic or detrimental people for so long. If people have been, again, people, they might not even go through the same things that you go through. That's another annoying thing. Like people really do not know the hell that you have to face on this earth. They don't know the evilness of people, and people are so good at hiding who they are that everybody else buys into the illusion of who they're trying to be. But you can see them, and you know how people really are. You know how they really get down. You know how even when they're coming up and trying to make good gestures to them, you know that these good gestures are not truly good gestures. It's for public opinion. It's for public appeal. People, they that are out there chronically doing people wrong and stuff like that, they actively go out there and try to ingratiate themselves with everybody to get everybody to see them in a certain type of way. And they do that stuff on purpose. So when you get up, they do it for the simple fact that when you get up and then you start to check people and then you walk away or whatever, or you call people out, they'll say they don't know what you're talking about. And then everybody else, they're going to say that you're the problem. And because these, again, the very same ones that's going out there trying to ingratiate themselves, trying to act like there's something, they have this type of image about them when it's truly not who they are. They can fool a lot of doggone people. They can fool a lot of people. But it's like you can see them and you know how they really get down. But other people cannot see it, and they thinking you overreacting. And then they're over there lying about who you are. They're over there lying about what you have done, so that people are not looking at their actions in a way that they are in the wrong. They're looking at the actions, oh, you're justified in what you do. You see what I'm saying? They make up lies, and then people come up against you. And then when you telling people, they sit there and act like you don't know what you're talking about. They sit there and play like they don't know what you're saying. They play like that never happened. You know what I'm saying? It could keep you in cycles for so long, because it's not even the people that's doing the negative things towards you. It's the people around them, or the greater society as a whole, They sit there and they're judging you because of what you have done to protect yourself. Forgiveness and reconciliation are two completely different things. It's important to forgive. Forgiveness is for me. I don't have to sit here and try to prove to people that I have forgiven them. You know what I'm saying? Reconciliation, like people want you to prove that you forgive them by reconciling with them. Why? So you can do me dirty again? Why? So I could be a damn fool again? Fool me one time. Fool me one time. You see what I'm saying? But people, they acting like this is la la land, and that people, because they haven't, and again, it's frustrating because, again, you'd be surprised. A lot of people do not through the same things that you go through. They simply do not. They don't know the true evils of this world. They don't know how people, you can do nothing to provoke them. You can do nothing. You don't even know that they're there, but they're like your worst enemy. They're going up against you, and people thinking they looking at you like, what do you have? Why would people spend all this time on you? Like, you're not Barack Obama, you're not Donald Trump, you're not these people in these highest places. You acting like you got all these enemies and you barely even have anything. Like, so why is people paying attention to you? Like, people think that you're delusional. That's what they will think. They thinking that you don't know what you're talking about, and they will think that you're just holding grudges. They will think that you're being too damn paranoid because they have never gone through what you've gone through with people. They don't see who people truly are. They see a mask and the facades, and people are able to play and trick people with this. It's like people can't see through the illusions, but you can see them, and you know what it is, and they coming after you. They're strategically trying to do stuff behind the scenes, but in front in the public, they're not. They're trying to trigger you based off what they do behind the scenes, and then trying to get everybody to think that you're in the wrong. And again, this could be so difficult in your life with the opinions of other people, from the simple fact that for a long time, especially if you value the opinions of other people, especially when you're growing up and you don't know how people truly are, and you don't know how the world really is, you're still in a naive state, you'll be more willing to listen to what everybody else is saying, and you will think it is your fault. You would think that something's wrong with you, and all it does is keep you in a perpetual cycle with somebody or people or situations that's doing nothing but harming you, that's doing nothing but abusing you, that's doing nothing but verbally, mentally, physically, whatever the situation is this is what these people will do, and they know what they're doing. And it will keep people in cycles. It will keep people in situations because they keep doubting themselves. They keep on doubting, like, what the heck is going on around them. They keep on doubting it, and again, because people are denying, they're denying the doggone victim's reality of what is true. And I'm not talking about like, oh, this is my truth necessarily. I'm saying that this is the facts. I'm not talking about no doggone my truth. I'm talking about this is the facts of what is going on. This is the reality of what's going on. And it's like a lot of people, they not even listening to you. They've bought into the facades. They've bought into the lies. They've bought into the trickery. So now it's like, what do you do? Because you just sit there and then you just keep on getting doggone ran. It's like interacting with a lot of people. It's almost like, I'm telling you, you either have to be a damn doormat or you got to go in there swinging all day. One of the two, and you got groups of people coming at you at once, 20, 50, 30, 80, 60, 70. And again, when people don't go through the same things that you go through, they think that you're nuts. They think that you're delusional. They think that you thinking you're something that you're not. They can't see the trickery. They can't see the lies. They can't see the plots. They can't see the schemes. They cannot see this through the smokes and the mirrors. They cannot see through the illusions because they don't go through what you go through. They don't. They've never walked a day in your damn shoes. They don't understand that you have to develop cold heartedness to protect yourself. You got love for so many of these damn people, but it's like they don't have love for you. And it's a harsh reality you got to come to. I got love for these people, but they ain't got no damn love for me. I want to see them do well, but these people don't want to see me do well. I'm not going to talk about them and put them down, but they doing it to me. It don't matter what I do. It don't matter what I say. It don't matter how I move. You go through so much in your lifetime, and God will need you to go through so much. You will go through a lot of hell. You will go through hell with people. It's because of this. You want to still forgive and reconcile. You want to still be there and still help them and still work on it. And before you get up and leave, you're like, I want to try everything to ensure that I'm doing everything I can do to ensure that this relationship is working. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can do to make sure I'm putting in the time. I want to make sure that I'm not the one that's doing something wrong in this situation, because I know what it's like when I turn that switch. I'm a type of person, when I turn that switch, it's a done deal. People don't think that you got that ability to turn the switch. They don't think that you got that. And so when you display that you got that switch in you, everybody's acting like you're the enemy now. And I'm telling you, you as an individual, this could be very invalidating, because it's like people, they keep on denying the existence of what is real. They don't go through what you go through, and they truly don't know the level of it. It's not like you're being paranoid. It's not like you out here trying to act like something that it's not. It's not like you just being overly sensitive. No, it's the complete opposite. You've got thicker skin, like you're able to go out there and interact. Hell, half the time it's like people, they build you up because you got thicker skin. Now you can endure way more, but what you could before. But with all that being said, it's like you ain't get that thick skin by just sitting over there and people ain't doing nothing to you. You overreacting. You're oversensitive. No, you got that thick skin because of how many people keep on coming up against you. You got a strong mind because of how many people keep on coming up against you. Just the day that you're born. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it's extremely invalidating. It's invalidating. And again, with the validation, it's like they're denying what you're saying is true. They're denying it. They're denying all the stuff that you got to go through. They're denying the pain. They're denying the reality of who people are. They're denying all that. And they could not even know anything about your situations. They don't even know. But it's like they sitting there thinking like you just, what? Like, it's like, no, 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 no. And it's even people like who might be closer to the people that's doing wrong. Like, as you get closer and closer and closer, there's a group of people that know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm talking about, these are the people, these are the abusers, and then the abusers helpers. They know exactly what you're talking about. They know that you are 100% right. They know you telling the truth. They know that without a shadow of a doubt that you made the right choice, that was a good choice that you made. Trust and believe me, they hate the choice that you made, and that's why they're going to try to flip the narrative. They always got to control the narrative, because it controls the perception of how people see you. It controls what people will advocate like, people won't be your allies. And people who are abusers like this, they do these things on purpose. They have to isolate you. They have to make everybody else, they got to get everybody else to think that you're just crazy. Something's wrong with your brain. Something's off with you. You're not smart enough to figure things out. You are just Looney Tunes. Again, they do stuff behind the scenes, and then in with other people, they'll try to trigger you so you can react to them in public. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, with you as an individual, this is where you really got to have a firm understanding of like what is going on and what's occurred in your life, regardless of whether or not people are gonna believe you, regardless of whether or not people see your side of the story, regardless of not if people think that you forgive them. It really doesn't matter. The only person that it truly matters and that truly understands that you forgive people is two people. First off is God, and then it's yourself. You know who you are. You know what you've been through. You don't need another man on this earth to conform what you have. I mean, to confirm. If you know without a shadow of your doubt that you did the best with people, and I'm not talking about how people just get up and leave for whatever reason. I'm talking about you have been through it with people. You've been there for people, trying to help people, trying to build people up, whatever the case may be. And then they just keep on, if they spit in your face. They don't appreciate a damn thing you do for them. They don't have no respect. They got all the doggone mouth in the world, and they expect you to sit there and tolerate it. They expect you to sit there, not only tolerate it, but you're not supposed to fight back. They want you to be a damn doormat. Like, this is what these people want you to do. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do, and you sit there and tolerate it. Flip the doggone script. You do that to them, it's World War III. It's World War III. You damn sure would never be able to do that towards them. But they expect you to sit there and tolerate it. Half of these people are so damn low down. Like, a lot of these people don't even really understand what they're doing. I'm telling you, there's a good subsection of people. All they're doing is stabbing you all day. But these people, they lack the self awareness to even understand that. They don't know they self enough. They don't know what they're doing enough. They've been in so many toxic systems. They've been in their same behavior for so long. They never do any type of self reflection. They truly wholeheartedly think it's you. They got, I always get this analogy. It's like they got all glue all over their body, and then they got these extremely sharp pins on them all over their body, and they're coming up trying to give you a hug. They don't know that they got these razor sharp pins on them, and they keep stabbing you. So they don't understand why you're backing away from them. Other people, they know they got the razor sharp the pins on them, and they know that they're toxic, and they don't care. That's how they get, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always advocate that nobody else is gonna protect your peace like you are. Nobody gonna care about your happiness like you. Nobody. Everybody else, they're going to want you to sit there and be as miserable as they are. They do everything in their power to try to destroy your happiness. And again, it's like they feel entitled. They're offended that you don't allow them to tear you down. Like it's absurd. It's absurd on a whole nother level of the delusionality that people live in today. They truly, wholeheartedly are offended that you will not allow them to tear you down. And then when you handle them a certain type of way or you remove them completely, it's like people, they acting like they're a victim. They've been able to trick so many people, and everybody else takes their side. And they want to have you isolated, because when you're isolated, it's harder for you to stand. We as humans in general, we typically find allies in any way, shape, or form so we can strengthen our ability to get what we need in this earth. So if people are against you, everybody, and you're isolated, that makes you feel very, even if you're the biggest, baddest dude on the block, you still by yourself. You know, I mean, you ain't got, it's not to say that you're scared. What I'm saying is, it's just in the mentality of people. Hell, even the biggest, baddest dudes, they still need people around them. They got cliques around them. They got individuals. They don't stand alone. But you standing alone. And people keep on coming at you. They keep on. And then another thing, another card they play. Well, everybody think this way. Well, everybody thinking it like this. Well, everybody see it this way. You by yourself. So you clearly in the wrong. If you got a problem everywhere you go, then that means that you're clearly the problem. And yes, you more likely are the problem. But it's like, no, there's a difference. Yes, sometimes, a lot of times with people, yes, there's a lot of people who do things, and it the things that they do to harm other people around them, people don't want to deal with them. They push them away. So yes, they're isolated, not because they're whatever good they're doing. They're not. They're isolated because of their actions that are negative against people. But you truthfully could be one of those individuals where you really do not. It's not to say you're perfect. It's not to say that you're like, you know what I'm saying. You're not Jesus. You're not perfect on this earth. That's not what I'm saying. And the same way that you got flaws, everybody else has flaws. In fact, you're trying to help people. And it's like you could be one of those individuals, that true individuals that do get persecuted, not because of the wrong that you do, because of the good. You know what I'm saying? You get isolated and prosecuted, I mean, and persecuted for the reason. And but people, they be acting like that's not example. That's not real. That could never happen. Like that's not true. You just tripping. You delusional. Something's wrong with your brain. You just unforgiving. You just cold hearted. You just mean. You just vindictive. No, 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 no. It's like these things are what people have done towards you. They literally have done these things towards you. You stayed in people's corners. Another thing is, you might not even necessarily say out your mouth and say it out loudly to people, because again, you can already see a lot of people, they've already condemned you in a certain way. And do you do when you're younger and you're more naive and you don't see how the world works, you do think something is wrong with you. So you try. And this is what these people, these abusers especially, want you to do, want you to keep on trying. And as long as they got other people that are invalidating you, you're isolated. You're alone. Therefore, it's like it's harder for you to, like, especially when you're younger, especially when you don't realize the power you got inside. When you don't realize that God is there with you, you thinking that you are the problem. You're in an illusion. You're not in reality. You thinking that you are the problem. Again, it's not to say that you're perfect. It's not to say that you do not do wrong things in relationships. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you cannot be selfish at times. You cannot be these things. I'm not saying that. But in the very same vein, the very same individuals, their behavior is 10 times worse. So what really, you know what I'm saying? Yes, yes, yeah, you make mistakes, but other people make mistakes, and you're not leaving people. You're not having to cut people off. You're not removing people. You're not reconciling with people from a space that you're trying to get back at them, trying to do wrong towards them because you got a grudge against them or something like that. No, it's about protecting myself. If I don't protect myself, who won't protect myself? Nobody, not a damn single soul. And you learn that growing up in life. You learn that nobody else cares about your happiness like you. Nobody. And so, with that being said, why would I get up and keep on putting myself in positions where I can clearly see that these people, they have hate for me. They do not want me to do well. They don't want to see me happy. They don't want to see me any of this. Their main objective, it seems as though, is to tear me down. Why in the world, if I want to stay and I want to have a healthy, productive life, why would I stay there with people that ain't doing nothing more but tearing me down? Why would I do that to myself? Why would I harm myself in that way? It comes a point where I can no longer blame other people. It comes a point where I got to take the responsibility for my life, and I got to take it. I got to take the, life in, because it's clear that nobody else is going to do it. Everybody else is happy that they're benefiting off of you in some way, shape, or form. They will chastise you, try to put you down, and do all this manner of evil. They, like they try to do these mental gymnastics to try to get you to be in a place where you're all ultimately all they're always able to take from you. They're always able to control you. They're always able to try to is throw off their demons and put it onto you, talk down to you. You don't even it's one thing if you're going out there doing things and you're provoking people to it. It's one thing if you're doing these things, and then again, there's a lot of people that believe, well, if you got problems with people like this all the time, you clearly are the problem. And it's like, no, I know it's like as crazy as it sounds. No, there's rare individuals that they're not necessarily the problem, in the sense that they're not doing something negative towards people. It's one thing if you're doing something negative. Not to say you're not perfect, but it's one thing if you're out there doing these evil acts and then you're being isolated because of that reason. That's not why you're being discriminated against. That's not why you're being isolated. That's not why people are coming up against you. People coming up against you for a completely different reason. But it's like people out in the world, they don't believe that that's even possible because they don't go through what you go through. Again, they think you're overreacting. They think that you're delusional. They think that all these people is coming up against you. They ain't coming up against you. They don't care about you like that. Why would people come up against you? What do you have? What status do you have? Like, where are you? Why is it that people pay so much attention to you? Yeah. Why would they? That's a great question. Why would they? Why are they in my business so much? Why do they care so much? They spend a significant amount of time trying to make you feel like you're insignificant. They spend a significant amount of time talking about you, plotting on you, doing all this manner of evil towards you. They spend a significant amount of time doing that, but then they claiming that you're insignificant. It's a fly somewhere. I think I got him. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like you see what I'm saying? It's like it's you cannot win for losing. So that's why it's like you get to a point, and God will show you clearly that you need to, essentially, that you got to protect yourself. People are not going to change, so you can't change people. You can only change yourself, and you give so many warnings. You forgive so damn much, and like you talking to you blue in the face. And the thing is, it's like when you keep doing that, people just look at you as weak. They look at you as you just talking. You're not really about that action. You're not really about what you're saying. And it's like they daring you to go do it. Do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. And then they keep on ratcheting up their behavior in some ways. And again, in your naive state, you probably would have stayed and tried to work on these things to give people chances. Because it's like, again, I give chances because I know I need chances. I try to work with you because I know that when I'm in that pain or whatever, I want the same type of consideration. Like I want people to forgive. I want people to do this. So why, if I want that for myself, why would I not give that to other people? But it's like a lot of people, they see that stuff as weakness, and they thinking they're gonna get over it, and they thinking that you're full of it. They thinking that you'll never get up and do whatever. And then when you get up and do it, everybody's like with their mouth open. They can't believe you did that because of how long you stayed and try to work on things before. But they will sit around and act like they're the victim all day. It's exhausting to interact with these things, and it's like you do not have to live that legacy. And this is what I want to talk to about. You do not have to live that legacy. You don't have to sit there and allow people to do whatever. I care less about their title. If people ain't treating you right with respect, you got to look at people from their spirit, not their flesh. Meaning that just because they flesh doesn't mean that they're gonna do right by you. People are people first. They're people first. They're the titles second. And if whatever they feel, whatever envy, whatever spirits is riding their back, I'm telling you, they're gonna come after you, regardless of who they are. Regardless. And so that's why you have to make that decision whether or not people agree with you, whether or not people even understand the full story, because a lot of people will never understand the full story. They don't know what you're going through because they've never been through it, and a lot of people might not ever be through it. Maybe they will in the future. The thing is, a lot of people will get you in the future. Sometimes that's another hard thing that you got to come to the realization. People have not gone through the same things that you've been going through, and in time, when they go through it, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. But sometimes in your life, you could just be like, it's almost like you're there too early. You're too you know you talking to people when they haven't gone through the same things that you have. They think that you're in la la land because they've never been through it, and then when they go through it, now they understand. When you move in wisdom, people, they're confounded by that. They don't understand why you do the things that you do. They don't get it until they have to go through whatever lessons. You going through a lessons when you were younger, whereas other people, they going through that lesson when they were older. That's why there's a disconnect. That's why it's a disconnect. Yeah, you had to go through something when you were at a certain age, but they don't learn that lesson until they're at a certain age. But at this point, y'all looking at each other face to face, so they don't get it. They don't understand. But it comes a time when you go through even more, and now those very individuals, they now get it. They get what you was going through when you was talking about down here. They get it now. But it's like that's sometimes what you have to understand. Your life might be like people, they just might not be able to understand you at this moment until they go through it themselves, and it's another invalidating feeling because people, they think they'll make you think that you're crazy, that you're out your mind, that you've lost something in your brain. And again, manipulators, they love to do these things, and this is where they have so much of their power because people truly cannot see who they are. They cannot see them, but you can see them as clear as day. And you refuse to be treated a certain type of way. You refuse for people to try to walk all up over you. You refuse these things to happen. You refuse it. No, I'm standing up for myself. I'm not going for it. I ain't going for none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. I ain't going for none of it. I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect me, regardless of flesh, blood, species, kin. I don't give a damn what it is. Everybody gonna get it in this bad boy. Everybody gonna get it. If somebody's being disrespectful, they gonna get it. I look at people from their spirit first, period. Because these demons be riding their damn back. And if these people don't be working through what they got to go through, if they're not consciously and aware of what they're doing, they're always going to come up against you. They're going to come up against you. They don't understand why they do the things. They just doing what everybody else is doing. Some people, they're just simply following. It's not to judge people. It's not to sit there and put people down. But you got to understand that there's leaders and then there's followers. Not to be. You know what I'm saying? So as a leader, sometimes if you're going through this, you see things earlier before everybody else do. It's just that way. So people won't get it while you do the things until it happens. Then they will get it. You see what I'm saying? Then they will get it. They need time to go through it. Then they will get it. Again, you can have somebody so much more older than you who still haven't gone through the same things as you. So much more older than you, but they still have not gone through the same things. So they will invalidate you as well. And so it's frustrating because, again, in your youth, you thinking that people got your best interest, and they might do to a certain degree, but they don't know. They simply don't. They just simply don't know the hell and what you got to go through. And so, just in general, like, just in general, it's okay to not reconcile. Forgiveness and reconciliation are two completely different things. You need to forgive. How can God forgive you if you don't forgive? And forgiveness is, I'm not about to hold this against people in the way that I'm saying, like, I hate them. I'm not about to try to go back and forth with them. I'm not about to try to do none of that stuff. I'm gonna let God handle it. I'm gonna take it away and everything like that. I'm gonna learn the lessons from this situation. I'm not about to try to go out there and try to get back at people, try to tear them down. I'm not trying to do none of that. If things come up where I need to speak, say the truth, I'm gonna say the truth. I'm gonna say the truth, and that's another thing. People thinking simply because you said the truth about something, that means that you hate people. No, it's the truth about what has happened. Like, people want to cover up reality and act like reality is not real. Like they want to do all the evil in the dark as much as possible, and then like, they don't want you to talk about what has they have done. It's like, if you didn't want to talk about it and you don't want people to expose what has happened or stuff, why are you doing what you're doing then? You know what I'm saying? Like they have no problem going over there, tearing down your name, and getting everybody to hate you. But then when you speak out about what they do and who they are, people they acting like you're in the wrong. Like they don't want you to go do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Why not? You did it over here with me. And it was lies that you was doing. It was completely unjustified. Why in the world would I not? And I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm not trying to do it to cut you or slate you. I'm doing it because it's reality. You know what I'm saying? Like people want you to cover that up. No, don't talk about that part. I don't want you to see. No, I'm gonna talk about it. I don't care. You should have never done it. People so big and bad in the dark, and then when it comes to the light, they all scared. They don't want people to know who they are. Okay, act just as big and bad as you was when you was in the dark. Like don't back down now. Don't go down now. You have the opportunity to stay as big and bad as bold and whatever you're doing when you're behind the scenes, when you're doing all that evil, when you was laughing, you was giggling, you was at the top of your game, you playing both sides, you manipulating everything, you having the grandest of times. Keep that same energy when the light gets shedded onto you. You over here destroying people's names and things of that nature and destroying people's reputations out of jealousy, envy, or whatever other foul energy that you got on inside. Keep that same energy when people see you, when the spotlight is on you, when the cameras are on you. Keep that same energy. They ain't gonna do that. They ain't, and they want you to be hush hush about that. They don't want you, but they have no problem going over there lying, talking about you, trying to destroy your life. They just didn't destroy your life. The thing is, a lot of people, they wanted to destroy you. They wanted to take you out, and they thought that when it was big and bad, a lot of people, they will watch you when you're in your pit seasons. They will watch you when you're at your lowest, and they will laugh. They will have the grandest of time. They will do all these manner of evils to try to break you down and put you in that pit. And then they will get up and they will desert you on purpose. They will only come back once you get up out that pit, not because they actually are there for you. They're there because they can't believe that you got out that pit that they threw you in. Their tactics are backfiring in their face. This is what's going on. And so everybody's acting like they're there for you and blah 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 blah. And when the truth of the matter is, no, people either want to switch up and get on the winning team, or like they want to come back and try to break you again. They can't believe that you got up and you left. Or you know what I'm saying? Like they like people that like, but they put you in that pit on purpose, and they got up and they left on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like people will do all these manner of evils, and then they will walk their asses up out your life. They left. They left. They were the one that was doing these evil things. The thing is, again, they're only coming back because they saw that you got out. They're only coming back because they saw that you got out. Had you not got out, they would have never came back. You know. So with all that being said, understand like that's just the legacy sometimes that you got to live in this world and that you have to go through. And it's a terrible legacy because you want to forgive and reconcile with everybody, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people, they got to understand the value of forgiveness. They got to understand the gravity of what you're doing, and if they don't understand the gravity of forgiveness and the gravity of what you're doing, they like these people, they just gonna keep on doing it. They don't look at it in a way where you understand the value of it. You forgive not out of hate. You forgive out of love because you don't want people to see that other side of you. And the thing is, like, they gonna see it and they gonna have a problem, but you got to be steadfast and understand like what happened and stand on that. Even if everybody else is gonna turn their back, let them. God got your back. You good. If God got you, you good. You understand? So understand that, man. Like, yes, it's invalidating, but sometimes you got to validate yourself, and God will validate you. And sometimes that's all it has to be. Not everybody else don't have to believe you. They don't have to understand, but you do. And so it's important to continue to protect yourself and continue to ensure that people are not harming you and destroying your peace. Peace.